Just before 8 p.m. on Thursday, 12 jurors found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty of all 7 counts against him. You could have heard a pin drop in the courtroom as the forewoman repeated the word, "guilty," 7 times in a row into a handheld microphone. Bankman-Fried stood facing the jury box, neither flinching nor betraying any sort of emotion. In less than 3 hours of deliberation, jurors had swiftly come to the conclusion that Bankman-Fried had defrauded FTX customers, as well as lenders to its sister hedge fund, Alameda Research. Bankman-Fried's criminal trial was held in room 26B on the top floor of 500 Pearl Street, one of 2 federal courthouses of the Southern District of New York. The building fast became the de facto headquarters for many journalists over the last 5 weeks. The courthouse had a few hard and fast rules, and a number of looser guidelines depending on who was on duty. The big non-negotiable was no electronics in the courthouse. There were certain workarounds, like having a seat in the media room, which required your publication to have covered around half a dozen SDNY cases. There, you have access to electricity and internet, an absolute game-changer when every second counts. CNBC put out a note requesting access ahead of the trial, an email which was ultimately ignored. The second workaround involved borrowing the resources of CNBC's capable and kind television photographers. Stashing a backpack with electronics in a car parked on Pearl Street made it possible to sprint from the courtroom to the car, then to a nearby park bench, where this CNBC writer could type and dispatch notes to editors in San Francisco. A 65-watt power bank compatible with a USB-C laptop charging cord proved essential to the operation. As the days grew colder, it was essential to have a seat in a car to keep your fingers warm. Every exit to file a report included another breakneck trip through security, in a sort of run, rinse, repeat cycle: security, courtroom, exit, photographer's car to file, back up through security, over and over again. Running shoes were part of the daily uniform. If you had neither a seat in the media room nor a trusted colleague with whom to stash your electronics, the alternative was opting into the court's coat check system, which looks like a scene from a Vegas casino. Depending upon the number of electronics you have, you get a different colored poker chip. For CNBC, the chip was always black, and this writer was able to sprint past the coat check and get up to the courtroom faster than people who had to check their belongings. It also made for a swifter exit, not having to wait in line to retrieve checked items. No electronics inside the courthouse meant relying on a steady stash of notebooks, pens, and highlighters. A non-smartwatch was another must-have, as were easily hidden snacks like Starbursts and mini chocolate chip Cliff Bars.